Hello guys, I am Cybershoom reporting on gaming news, discussing topics, making reviews, and bringing you the missing content to your favorite game.
Well guys, I finally got a new microphone, a Snowball Ice, and I can say the quality is a lot better. It has a sleek ball design and it's worth the $50 price tag. If you want any information to buy one yourself, check the description below. Anyhow, I've been camping for the week, and during this time Nintendo has announced the SNES Mini, the sequel system to the NES Mini, and I wanted to give my thoughts on it. Getting into the SNES Mini, as already stated, is the sequel to the NES Mini featuring 20 classic Super Nintendo games and one surprising title, Star Fox 2. Never heard of Star Fox 2? Well, it's an unreleased sequel to Star Fox. The entire game was finished and was ready to ship, but it was never released. The reason is that Nintendo wanted to make a leap into 3D gaming from the Super Nintendo to the Nintendo 64, but the game was already finished. People were getting ready to sell it, people were getting ready to buy it, and then out of nowhere you guys say, oh, it's not coming out? Okay. Well, a few years later, the ROM was leaked online. You could now play it with emulator, but this is the first time Nintendo will be officially releasing it. Here are the other 20 preloaded titles that will be with the system, including Contra 3D Alien Wars, Donkey Kong Country, Earthbound, I'm pretty stoked for that one, Final Fantasy 3 or Final Fantasy 6 in Japan, F-Zero, Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Dream Course, The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, Mega Man X, Secret of Mana, Star Fox, the aforementioned Star Fox 2, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting, Super Castlevania 4, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario RPG: The Legend of the Seven Stars, another title I'm hyped for, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, Super Punch-Out!, and last but not least, Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island. These games are considered classics by anyone, and I'm hyped for a few titles I can own without the need of an emulator. People are going to be quick to complain that there are a lack of titles compared to the NES Mini, and what I gotta say to that is that the SNES Mini has no filler. The NES Mini, while having 30 games compared to the SNES Mini's 21 games, it has what I view as filler games. Not that they're bad, but they're just to make the library bigger. Yeah, cause you're really gonna go to the NES Mini to play some Pac-Man, Ice Climber. Well, for decent games, they lack replayability, and that's another thing that the SNES has better than the NES, replayability. The SNES has a lot of RPGs, Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy 3, Earthbound, and Super Mario RPG all has hours of content, and these games in the retro community are treated as the best in the whole genre. It isn't just RPGs though. Donkey Kong Country and Super Metroid, especially Super Metroid, can get you lost in hours of playing them. They're really good and they're worthwhile games. This is not to say it's totally perfect. I got a few gripes with this system. First of all, Nintendo is already telling people pre-order right now because these systems are not going to be around very long. Now this is going to piss off people because it's like they're going down the same path of the NES Mini in terms of supply. Why can't Nintendo just make enough games and keep stocking stores? It's clearly to see people go nuts with the NES Mini. It sold very well, and I doubt these little emulation boxes cost much to produce. This might just be a nitpick for me, but Nintendo, why Super Mario World and not Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World? That, and including Yoshi's Island, means the SNES Mini could have had 6 2D Mario games. That would have been amazing for marketing. I have my NES Mini and I love it with the classic trilogy, but having the updated, or as I call them, super versions of Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3 and Lost Levels, that'd be really nice to have. I plan on picking mine up on release date September 29th. They're retailing for $80, 20 more compared to the NES Mini. I think that might be because of the quality and replayability of the games. Also for the fact that it will include 2 controllers. Thank you Nintendo, that was a dumb as hell move to make people have to buy a separate mini controller, because if you're having trouble supplying the system, how are you going to sell us a second controller? I never actually ended up buying the second NES Mini controller. I can never find it at stores, so when I had a buddy over and we wanted to play some NES games, he just had to use a classic controller. Anyhow, those were my thoughts on the SNES Mini. It's a great machine from the looks of it, and it's featuring more Nintendo classics, and technically a new game from Nintendo. He was hoping to sell as good so we could get on the N64 hype train, because I'm praying that would happen. 4-player Mario Party? That's my dream right there. Do you like the SNES Mini, and do you agree with my thoughts? Tell me in the comments down below. As always, I'm Cybershoom, and I hope you have a good one.